You guys, I got in the mail today. I got my first box of my author copies of my new book, Deepwater Creek. The hardback copies came in the mail today. And I just wanted to do a video because, guys, I know a lot of you follow me for a bunch of different reasons on this channel. I talk about role-playing games, I talk about comics, I talk about productivity, and the truth of it is, like, all of this is about this feeling right here. This feeling of something that you spend years of working on coming to fruition, bound, printed. You know, one of the things that's so hard to talk about when you make these projects is, and getting people excited about the idea of making comics is, like, it's such a huge commitment. You know, you're like, hey, you should go make comics, and it's going to take you, like, I don't know, 2-3 years to finish. And this book, I started making it. The idea started coming to me very shortly after finishing The Sleepover, my last book. And it took, a year or so of, like, lobbying my publisher, just saying, like, hey, I know we were talking about doing one project, but I want to make this project, and I have this idea about this sort of, like, monster fish and horror and all that stuff, and until we finally started working on it. And then it was like 2 more years, 2.5 years of work. And, like, that's such a big thing to expect people are going to do, but here it is, 3.5 years later. Deepwater Creek is here. I have copies in my hand. The book is here. And what I wanted to talk about with that is, like, if this sort of comic book thing is something that you want to do, or any sort of major project, there is 100% a commitment to understanding that this is not a short runway, right? When I decided I wanted to make comics and that I wanted to do it, and I wanted to seek to do it professionally, I knew that this was not a thing that I was going to be able to, like, snap my fingers and be there. Like, I needed to learn so many things, so many skills. And this book is the culmination of, I've talked about it on my channel, like, I made Adamsville as a, like, the self-published series. I was trying to get a publisher, but no one wanted to buy it. And then I made this book I finished Adamsville. It got picked up by Webtoons. And then I was like, I think it's time to go get published by a mainstream publisher. That's the new goal. And then I went and did the hard work of getting that. And Penguin signed me to a 2-book contract, and The Sleepover was the first book, and Deepwater Creek is the second. And this book is the culmination of so many dreams, right? Like, this signifies the end of my first professional publishing contract. Like, I'm officially done with my first publishing contract. My first book contract is done. I have 2 books out that are going to be in the world. Deepwater Creek comes out on August 26th. By the way, don't forget, we're still in pre-order mode, and I'm still running that pre-order campaign. So if you pre-order this book, hardback, paperback, I don't care, and you email a copy of that receipt to deepwatercreekpreorder@gmail.com, you get entered in to win some original art. You get entered to win some signed book plates. You get a free copy of the solo rules for my tabletop role-playing game or journaling role-playing game called Deepwater Creek, Show Me the Way to Go Home. And you get, like, a couple of digital wallpapers and stuff like that. But it is a surreal feeling to hold something that took that long to, like, bring together, and you get to look through it, and and I see, like, all the things I could have done better, and all the things that I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and maybe I wish I'd done a little bit differently or whatever. I see that, but what I also get to hold is, like, man, it's like the saying, finished, not perfect, right? There are things I definitely would improve if I got another crack at it. But beyond that, I'm just excited that this book exists and that effort was worth it. Um, a thing I was going to talk about on this channel at some point, and maybe it makes sense to talk about it here, is when I finished the sleepover was a very like straightforward kind of story, right? It was kids trapped inside of a house and trying to escape this babysitter, and things were crazy and scary, and I had a feeling of like what I wanted to accomplish. And when I finished that, the thing that I wanted was to find the thing that scared me. And I haven't talked about this on this channel, and maybe I'll do another video specifically on this topic. But I wanted to, whatever my next project was going to be, I knew that I wanted it to be something that was going to make me uncomfortable, like process wise, like could I pull it off? And there were two big sort of like overarching thoughts when it came to that with Deepwater Creek. I knew I wanted to try to make a cosmic horror H.P. Lovecraft kind of story for children, and I had never really seen that pulled off before in a way that that worked for me. I'm not saying mine did, but that was like the impetus. I was like, I've never seen that I'm aware of, and I want to try it. And then the second thing was the decision of like, I want to try watercoloring an entire book, an entire comic book. And I knew that this book was going to be something like 220 to 240 pages. And the question in my mind was like, can I even do that? Like, can I pull this off? Right? Is this even possible? And one of the things I would encourage you artists as you're working on things is to move towards the things that feel scary, because they're what's going to push you, right? They're what's going to make you grow and get better. And it was so cool to get to the end of this book and see how much more confident I was as a watercolorist, with airbrushing, with making decisions that way, and how even in that desire to do like a cosmic horror, going like, well, how do I still make sure that this is a really entertaining story? An entertaining story for everybody. And I think I accomplished what I set out to do. I looked through the watercolors in this book and I think it looks gorgeous. I read the more cosmic horror aspects of the story, and I think I managed to create a cosmic horror story that felt like it came from me rather than full of all the other tropes that come along with it. And I also began to, I think at the end of this book, more than through the process of any book I'd worked on, felt like I had discovered my voice as a writer. Meaning like I know what I like. I don't feel as much like I'm trying to emulate things. Like I feel like I've acquired the skill sets I now need to just be free and be myself. And that was like the biggest feeling when I finished Deepwater Creek, is I was like, it's the first. It's weird. It's like it's the first time in my professional career that I felt like a professional, even though every book I've made for the last 5 has been published in some capacity. All 3 Adamsville books were carried by Webtoons, Sleepover by Penguin, this by Penguin, but this is the first time that it's felt like I've achieved. I feel confident enough to like step forward to whatever that next project is going to be, which I'm well on the way on. But I want to talk so much about it on this channel too, but I'm trying to be vague so that my agent and I can work on it. But I stepped in that project with such a renewed sense of confidence, and I felt like I could pull it off. I felt like I could pull off the thing that was in my head, whereas there was so much self-doubt leading up to this, and whether or not I could do it. So I'm just immensely grateful that it exists. I'm grateful to everyone who reads my books. I'm grateful to my family who helped put this book together. Every one of them, I mean, like my entire family, the ones who live here, and as well as just general family, they all pitched in. They all helped. My wife helped get do a lot of the copy editing and things like that along the way for me, and proofreading and just reading through my drafts and offering her thoughts. And my oldest daughter, she helped me to do a lot of the art assistance, the story. She did a lot of the art assistance on the painting. She helped paint many pages. My daughter Journey helped me do a lot of work on, kind of taping and prepping pages for me. And it took it seems like a small thing, but like so much time was spent prepping pages for painting. And then my son Shepard with helping with all the scanning, like they all pitched in. And this book exists. A little longer. It took a little longer to create than I thought it would, but it exists, and they helped make it a reality. And then so many friends along the way encouraged me and told me to stick to my guns and make the story I had in my heart and that I was excited about. Again, move towards the things that excite you, the things that scare you creatively, and be yourself. And you're creating. Like there's a difference between obviously needing to gain your skills, get better, and then shutting out your voice as a creator. So like I feel like I have the skill sets now to where I can fully trust my voice as a creator because I feel more confident there, I guess. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Deepwater Creek copies in. Paperback copies are coming in soon as well. I've already seen a copy of it because they sent me one a little early, but sorry, my throat got scratchy, so that's coming through here. It sounds like I'm sad. I'm going to cry, and I am emotional, but it's the end of this phase that kicked off back in 2019 when I signed with my literary agent, when I signed my first book contract. I'm starting off on a new journey of making the next thing, which all I can really tease at this moment is that it's going to be a series that we're aiming to make. So if all goes well, that'll be a series, and I'm immensely excited about it. I'm running to the things that scare me. So the idea of can I create a book a year? That's scary. I'm going to try to. The idea of can I create a new story that frequently? I'm hoping to. Like I'm typically kind of a slow writer, so I'm trying to move towards writing more quickly and finishing stories more quickly. And I'm trying to think about where I feel challenged artistically and what phase. Actually, one of the things I'm thinking a lot about right now is what can I give up, and what parts of the phase can I give up and hand to other creators, and what parts involve me. And I'm hopeful that in this next leg, I start to like turn that corner into being a more consistent creator and putting things out more frequently, and finding more of a healthier work-life balance so that I can put things out quickly and not overwork myself. So that's the plan. Anyway, please don't forget, if you're interested in picking up the book, go to pre-order it from wherever you want. Send me a copy of your receipt to deepwatercreekpreorder@gmail.com. I'll get you all those goodies for the pre-order and enter you in to win some original art and all that stuff. And your chances are pretty decent on some of those things. And if we have a bunch, I'll continue to add more possibilities for people winning original art and all that sort of thing. So if you've already done it, like even if you ordered it months ago, dig up your receipt, send it my way. I want you to send it to that email address. And I will look forward to sharing a lot more with you in the coming weeks as we get ready to kick this book off. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. Wish you all the best. Happy Deepwater Creek month. It comes out at the end of this month, August 26th. It'll be in your hands for you to read. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, bye.